So just testing audio levels and seeing how it goes. And I don't know if we're, the way acoustics are in here, it's better for the audience to hear us than for us to hear ourselves. That's why sometimes we end up saying the same things if we're not like sitting really close to each other. But
over and over again.
Yeah, working that out. Plus, we're not going to complain because it's a large announcer crew here for Franky Panky, plus George working audio when not announcing.
So we're going to call out some of these guys. Going to read off their rosters right now. We've got 00 Cookie Jard, 114 Alpha Vixen, 22 Cosmonaut, 3 Betty Bam Bam, 301 Pucker Punch, 327 Anya Patelis, 386 Punkin Drublick, 446 Red Stiletto, 512 Anger, 61 Carnivore, 617 Yoma Cheek, 64 Indefatigable, and 68 Brianna Sparks. And your coaches today are Chaos and Tootsie.
Fort Myers Derby Girls, number 12, Wreck-It Rita, 219 Fallinator, 213 Jack Scratch Fever, 25 Scrappy, 333 Ledford Edwards the captain, 411 Muddy Munchkin, 5 is Category 5 with a K, 55 Sunny Slaughter, 69 Pinky Swears, 79 Breakneck Bree, 88 Hot Reels, and 92 Kim Skinner.
And straight away we have Cookie Jard 00 going around that edge to get the rest of the Fort Myers girls up front. She's pushing her way through, but it looks like Fort Myers got the jump on her. So Fort Myers has lead jam, but Cookie Jard is following up real close. She's right on her heels. We'll see what happens. It looks like they called it off, no score, so 0-0 still, so the game is still on.
Cookie and Edwards setting the pace for what should be an exciting game. Some skaters we've seen before and some we haven't. And a timeout already. Albie Dam has a few words.
Al, rumor has it you have some words for us?
I don't think he was expecting the first stoppage to be in the first minute. But,
Paging Al.
Yeah. We'll get you next time.
Off to our second jam. We've got Alpha Vixen ready and
take it away, Al.
Kim Skinner.
I'm sorry. All right, folks. If you are thirsty for a cold, frosty adult beverage, I'm about to give you the deal of a lifetime. You ready? I know you've been thinking about Albacue, but you don't really know about it because it's hard to spend. You know, I get it. For the remainder of this tournament, or as long as we're broke down, if you buy a beer from Tampa Roller Derby, and I'm not even talking about giving it to an announcer, I was just messing with y'all, but if you buy a beer from Tampa Roller Derby, you can go get you a free pulled pork sandwich.
And we're
buy
back
a beer from Tampa Roller Derby, and I'm going to feed you for supporting our league and drinking alcohol. Come on, really? Now, that doesn't cancel the other deal. If you still want to bring an announcer a beer, he'll still take it. I'm just saying.
Okay, and we're back to Jam 2. And it looks like Alpha Vixen grabbed lead out from under Fort Myers. She called it before she could, after she got 4 points. It looks like Fort Myers forced that call. Great job, guys.
Sea Sirens pounding the boards with excitement as the first 4 points scored in that jam.
And if you buy a beer, you're going to get a free sandwich. Just so you know. And if you're hungry and thirsty, get yourself a beer, you get a free sandwich.
327, Anya Patelis with the dessert trunks.
Up against 25, Scrappy.
Fort Myers, the home of some great roller derby skaters, past and present, including Jam Storella, and I do believe a member of Tampa, which we all know, but more on that later as Scrappy earns lead jam.
Anya Patel is still pushing up the center there. Trying to juke her way around the Fort Myers girls, holding up some really good walls there. And Scrappy's up for another Looks like another 5 points. That's 15 points so far, or 14? Not sure.
Anya called on a track cut, and if I am not mistaken, was, attempting a star stash, so has to put that star on and do be the jammer inside the penalty box. Meanwhile, 5 points scored by Scrappy. Follinator running some offense.
What you'll see often when there's a power jam is you'll see the blockers from one team tend to scoop the other blockers out of the way for their jammer, creating some amazing offense.
Yeah, you get to see passive offense until another penalty is assessed, which, yeah, that happens. But yeah, you're seeing more of it here. Well, drawn back.
So Anya on a power jam now while Scrappy's in the box. Scrappy's out of the box now.
That is a jam, and a hard-fought jam it was. Mostly power jam. 19 points for Fort Myers.
This is shaping up to be a very exciting game. We have already had one lead change.
Take a swig of whatever you got, and if you don't got anything, buy that beer, get a free barbecue sandwich as well. Albecue, that is.
We have 6-1 Carnivore and 1-2 Wreck-It Rita.
Wreck-It Rita, part of the main jammer rotation for Fort Myers yesterday. And earning lead jam.
Karma's still pushing up the middle, coming around that outside. But it looks like Fort Myers got the best of her there.
Everyone back on the track following that 5-point scoring pass.
Wreck-It Rita coming through for another 5.
Pushing and pushing away. But drawn back and actually drawn to the penalty box. And this is another power jam, for Fort Myers.
Okay.
All right. Wreck-It Rita through again, 20 points. With 20 points early in this game, really setting the tone and in a good way for Fort Myers.
And Karma is sitting in the box there. She's getting ready to take off.
Did not quite ice the jammer, but still an effective jam nonetheless. 20 plus 5.
We got Cookie Jard coming up to jam for Tampa, and
Derby journalist left for Deadwards, captain also for Fort Myers. Cookie Jard, an effective jammer no matter where Derby travelers take her, from Key West on north, and of course home league of Tampa, lead jam on the inside.
Cookie is so good at slipping right through the cracks. So quick as well.
Blocked by Sunny Slaughter and then drawn back by Breakneck Bree. Good track awareness.
Very good awareness of that other jammer as well. She called it off right before they could make a point.
Whew. 1 point to show for it at least.
No points stolen. That's what matters. So we have Alpha Vixen up and Kim Skinner up for Fort Myers. Alpha's actually pretty new to the Tampa Roller Derby team. She also does bank track.
Nice.
She's a crossover jammer.
In the bank track game, the game is not over until all the penalty time is served, so sometimes you're there for a while. Here, at least the time expected. Yeah, I can tell you've seen that. Whoa! And blocked in turn 2, unfortunately. Drawn back nicely, once again on offense, or on defense, rather, that is 88 Hot Reels.
Skinner getting through. Fort Myers walls are pretty strong, but Alpha Vixen pushed her way through. Is she gonna force the call off? What's gonna happen? She forced the call off.
Vixen with those long strides, I can tell the difference in the skating, but not able to make the pack once again after that star sash, unfortunately. 9 points more for Fort Myers, 53-5.
Fort Myers Scrappy, number 2-5, and Tampa Sea Sirens 327, Anya Patelis up to jam.
Ankur in the back, along with Red Stiletto. Joined by 68, Brianna Sparks, but it is Fort Myers Scrappy with the lead once again.
Those Tampa blockers getting it together and crushing that soul just now.
Big block. Look at this, Ankur.
That's a very strong wall right there. We got Cosmo, Red, and I think Anger, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, strong, strong wall right there.
Once again, calling off the jam in plenty of time. 57-5, 20 and a half to go in the period.
It's soda.
Number 12, Record Rita, and 61, Carnivore. Carnivore, that is.
Record Rita sneaking off for lead jammer just now, and we have one in the box for Tampa. I think that's Betty Bam Bam, I think. Carnivore showing off those muscles. Push, push, push.
And little trepidation there, trying to get past Yomachik. Lead jammer percentage 75% for Fort Myers, 25 for the Sea Sirens. Thank you, Vince.
And Record Rita out for another 5. 386 just got a directional, leaving 3 blockers on the track for Tampa Roller Derby.
Rita with control on the inside, but applaud the attempt by the pivots. Number 3, Betty Bam Bam.
Good catch, Tampa's blockers. Catching Record Rita in a little tripod, I guess you would call it.
Fair enough.
And a panty pass to Betty Bam Bam as she hustles off to...
Pinky swear is called on direction, by the way.
Good job there, Betty Bam Bam.
Whoever you're cheering for, let's hear it. Next to last game.
Number 12, Record Rita, is leading all scores with 45 points at this time. So she's the record holder thus far. Cookie Jarred and left for Deadwards.
Cookie Jarred, lead jam.
Cookie is 2 out of 3 for lead jams.
At Lisa Deadwards on Twitter through the initial.
Great positional awareness by Cookie Jar to see that jammer coming up fast. Called it off right before she got any other points.
3 points scored.
Alpha Vixen and Kim Skinner up again.
All right, jammer action off the line. But that was Punk and Drublick with the block.
It's a super smart move by a jammer to try and feed the other jammer into the other wall. And that's exactly what Vixen did. Unfortunately, she got knocked out. So now Skinner is in the lead.
Vixen had it, but knocked out of bounds, so came back to correct.
Yeah.
And look at that one-on-one blocking up front, Yomachik. Or excuse me, also 301 pucker punch.
Yoma playing that offense, knocking out those.
Multiplayer block called as the Fort Myers pivot headed to the penalty box.
As Skinner sneaks through for another 5.
And through.
This could be our first 2-minute jam. Vixen's pushed her way through. She's hustling around the bend.
And Skinner through once again. A similar jam to what really brought it here for Fort Myers thus far. Scoring as much as possible, then once the initial pass is complete, calling off the jam, no questions asked.
Sirens playing with some great offense at this moment, just smashing those walls as best they can.
And Vince letting us know, yes, 5 multi-point scoring jams by Fort Myers. Or 10 in the last 5 jams, you're saying. Right, 10 in the last 5 jams. Good grief. 5 in the last 10 even, yes.
We'll get there. It's a lot of numbers to throw at people, man.
A lot of points even. Exit stage right. Okay, Tampa Tantrums at Team United following this game. Also, shirts are on sale. T-shirts starting at $5, but the Franky Panky, the highly prized Franky Panky T-shirts, going fast. 2 for $22.50. Basically, that's buy one, get one half off.
It's still not too late for you to buy that buy a ticket for the basket of booze. I can talk, I promise. $5 for a ticket. The odds are in your favor. There aren't many tickets in there, so I would get on it if you're over 21 and you can.
Back to live action with 327 Anya Patelas and 25 Scrappy.
Anya winding up back here.
Jammer line is about 10 feet ahead. There you go.
Great job by Anya. She fed Scrappy straight into the Tampa wall. Both pushing pretty hard. Those are both some very strong walls right now.
I know it is hard for the Jammers when all the other blockers just crowd that line. You need to back up a little bit and assess the situation.
Unfortunately, the Tampa pivot got a penalty there.
Right.
Three for 3 on lead for Scrappy. And Anya's out now.
Five points scored so far by Scrappy, and jumps the apex for more of the same. 5 more.
Tampa with 2 blockers off at the moment. One that's ready to come back out and play. Carnivore is jamming for Tampa and Wreck-It Rita for Fort Myers.
14 minutes to go in the period. This time everybody starts on the line and just muscling through. Well, actually, Rita found an opening, but not making it easy is number 3, Betty Bam Bam. Wow. Rekka Rita also 3 for 3 on lead jam calls.
And we're still at the same percentage for after 3 rotations of jammers and everything. Sirens are at 25% lead, and Fort Myers is at 75%.
Now it's just a matter of taking advantage of those lead jam calls and running a little more offense where possible. But a track cut. So this is a power jam for Rekka Rita. Carnivore called to the box.
And this is the 3rd Tampa jammer penalty of this game thus far. But that wall is still holding strong, holding on as strong as they can, while Rekka Rita pushes her way to the end.
If you're just joining us at tinyurl.com/albydamnderby, Fort Myers Derby Girls in the green, Tampa Sea Sirens, the C team for Tampa. Oh, right at the whistle. Red Stiletto. Yeah, Tampa Sea Sirens, the C team for Tampa Roller Derby, taking the track right now in the black with pink trim.
Rekka Rita is leading all the scores for jammers with 60 points.
Basically about, what, 49%, I'm not a mathematician, but 49% of the points scored by Fort Myers so far. If I could do math, I would be up there with the officials. Oh, Cookie Jard.
Up for her first penalty, and that puts Fort Myers jammer is out of the pack as well.
4 jammer penalties for the Sea Sirens, only 1 for Fort Myers so far. And 5 points scored by Deadwards.
7 out of 8 of the last 8 leads have gone to Fort Myers. And Red Stiletto always there on the edge.
That brick house up front.
Oh, and Cosmo catches up to her. Strong, strong wall holding them up.
Cosmonaut also holding her up. Yeah, Fallinator called on direction. And Deadwards through. Cookie Bet on the outside, or
Cookie
inside, swings out, rather.
Sliced right through there.
Whoa! Apex hop in the 4th.
Looks like she's, Fort Myers is going to run it so that they can get their person out of the box.
And Cookie Jard, with a little less effort than usual, 4 points. Whoa, and popped by the pivot.
It looks like we've got an official review being called by the Tampa coach Chaos.
Mary Chaos in the shiny hats, for those of you watching the overhead shot. (21-6). Net 14 for Fort Myers. 15.
Yes.
Executive producer, Al be damn. We're just having a good time here. Otherwise, why would we be doing this? After party tonight at Pegasus Lounge, Nebraska at Fowler. Again, Pegasus Lounge.
Multipass. Multipass.
Lots of multi-passes indeed, yes. We're just going over the numbers here. As the last jam, 20-6. Now, no idea what they could be reviewing, but soon we will find out and apprise you of same.
It looks like we have somebody coming to tell us. Oh, that's a fun dance. I like it. I like
Word
it.
up.
So it looks like Tampa was doing a official review to try and get a cut call on the Fort Myers jammer. No call will stand, unfortunately, for Tampa, and they will be losing their official review for this half.
Worth the attempt, though. If you think you see something, say something.
Always.
Right, it has been a Carnivore Wreck-It Rita matchup so far, but now Kim Skinner versus Carnivore, so a little switch up. About 10 minutes to go in the period. A mixed match challenge going on the jammer line, and possibly some land dancing. There you go.
Dancing.
There you go.
Pod dancing?
Pucker Punch and Betty Bam Bam.
Oh, everybody's about to do it.
Come on.
Are you above the influence? Apparently they are. Looks like we have a lot of Tampa fans out here dancing, including Hammy. Who here loves Tampa? Yeah, I think so. Who here loves Fort Myers?
Okay.
Who here loves roller derby? That's what I thought. That's everybody. We're all here for the same reason. What? Don't be talking smack, Bam. I see you.
You had your chance. You've got to skate now.
You can't do everything, Bam.
You know, one day we will hook up. I have a feeling I'll be damned with his production here. One day we may just hook a mic onto a player during a game.
I think it'd be more fun to hook a mic onto a ref.
I actually did that once and got more burping and random cursing than anything that I could actually use on television. True story. And then I put a camera on one, and he went to the men's room. Same guy. But what have you. Anyway. I won't name names.
So 9-2 Skinner versus Carnivore. Carnivore's at the front of the pack. And Bam Bam pushing Skinner out. Great job, Bam Bam. Yoma for the knockout there.
Hard-fought initial pass if you're playing roller derby announcer bingo. My gosh, and there it is. Lead jam call for Kim Skinner.
Boy, did they make her work for it, though. And that's some great edge work by Carnivore, getting herself out of that pack right there.
Red Stiletto, lead cheerleader for the Sea Sirens, pounding the boards here at Franky Panky in the Wrecking Hall. Throw the inside, 4-point pass.
Carnivore picking up as many points as she can.
Carnivore on lockdown, led charged by 23 Jack Scratch Fever, also 411 Mighty Munchkin.
And it looks like Pucker Punch just got a multiplayer block, so she's heading off to the box, which leaves Tampa with 3 blockers out for the next jam, with just under 9 minutes to go.
See, Breakneck Bree is ready on the line, also 55. Sunny Slaughter, saw her earlier, 219 Fallinator. 25, the Jammer, is Scrappy against Alpha Vixen.
We have Cosmo, Punk, and Red sitting out for Tampa. What a beautiful rotation just then, catching the Fort Myers Jammer in the blocker tripod, giving enough time for Vixen to get out as lead jammer.
All right. 2 for 4 for lead jams for Vixen, who scores and calls it.
That was some great teamwork by both teams.
Claiming 3 points. .327 Anya Patellas. And number 12, Wreck-It Rita.
Yoma, Bam, and Ann sitting out for Tampa. Ann is actually pretty new to Tampa as well.
Whoa. Low block called forearm called. And okay, called back onto the track.
No
Forearm
pass,
called.
No pass, no penalty. Therefore, she is not lead jammer, but she got out of the pack. So this will be her scoring pass. First scoring pass, sorry.
We heard 327, then we heard nope, come back to the track. Normal skating motion.
And another 5 points for Anya Patellas. Great job sneaking through the inside there.
Big jam for Tampa. Let's hear it. Through again.
Beautiful edge work by Anya just then, coming around that outside curve. And Tampa holding it down, holding that jammer up, and she had to do a panty pass over to Fort Myers.
That is
number 88.
That's right, Hot Reels. Sent out of bounds is Anya. She's drawn back. Hot Reels scoring 4 points. Tampa ahead on this jam, and a moral victory as far as for morale, I should say. Hot Reels through for 5 points.
10 seconds left in the jam. Anya pushing past.
And direction call right at the whistle. Mighty Munchkin with that direction call. 19-14, net 5 for the Sea Sirens.
Looks like we've got an official review from Fort Myers, and we are held at 41 to 165, going towards Fort Myers.
That was a fun jam. 34 points, let's see, 19. 33 points scored between the two skaters.
And that's 19 points scored by Anya, which makes her the top scorer for the Sirens Jammers. And for Fort Myers, it is still number 12, Wreck-It Rita, with 60 points. So she's holding the record right now.
Captains and coaches in the infield. Talking some tricky business. Want to thank our Jam Line sponsor, Night Owl Photography, our very own Rebel here at Tampa Roller Derby, Night Owl Photography. Also, if you have not bought your alcohol, or beer, I think generally it's beer. If you have not bought your beer yet, buy your beer and be sure to get a free Albecue sandwich. And tell them Standby sent you, because I heard Albie say that.
I like free stuff. Doesn't everybody like free stuff?
Of course. And thank the sustaining lead sponsors, Southern Brewing and Winemaking in Seminole Heights. The ultimate playground for home brewers and winemakers is Southern Brewing and Winemaking. Also, Coppertail Brewery in Ybor City. We believe in Coppertail.
Looks like we've got Cosmo, Punk, Spanx, and Red hanging out for the Tampa Sirens.
We invite you to join us once again here at the Wrecking Hall, April 28th and 29th, the Spring Break Swarm, with lots of Junior Roller Derby Association action on that weekend, April 28th and 29th, the Spring Break Swarm at the Wrecking Hall. The Tampa home team season opener is May 5th. Of course, the home team series with the Switchblade Sisters, Cigar City Mafia, and more on that in a moment. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Yes. A multi-point inspection taking place on that official review as Deadwood scoring for Fort Myers. We will say that the review will not stand, but yes, illegal action begetting illegal action, and there we go.
And it looks like the Fort Myers jammer has been put in the box. Not sure what happened, but Cookie is out and about, and she's coming around for her first scoring pass.
And that action did happen at the beginning of the previous jam. I could tell you exactly. That's where a penalty was called and then called back. But anyway, Cookie Charge spins and caught by Breakneck Bree, but just for a moment.
Cookie Jar just slipping right through Fort Myers walls. As Fort Myers jammer comes out the box.
Awesome jammers, Cookie Jar, as far as building up and maintaining speed, looking for that opening, and almost had it that time, met by 219 Fallinator. But takes the inside, spins for style, and scores again. Both jammers on the board now. Pivot called on a high block as, Fort Myers losing a blocker and then regaining a blocker.
And Cookie Jar just spinning right out of that pack over and over and over again. Great job, Cookie.
Cookie Jar so far, 19 points, 13 for Fort Myers. And Deadwards through at the whistle. 4 more for Deadwards.
Sirens are slowly creeping up there with 3 minutes left in this half.
Another high-scoring jam, but net 5 for Tampa. Two and a half minutes in the period. Carnivore set to jam against Ken Skinner. Into the scrum.
Looks like we're at a little bit of a standstill, and then Fort Myers slipped right through. Skinner catching lead jammer again.
Hot Reels and Jack Scratch Fever attempting to make a sandwich there.
Betty Bam Bam knocking Skinner out right on the inside of that curve.
4 of 5 lead jams for Kim Skinner. And down in the same place, turn 2. Goes Kim Skinner. Physical jam, yes.
Some great O from Fort Myers, knocking the Sirens wall up a little bit to let Fort Myers jammer out.
Minute 15 and counting in the period.
Alpha Vixen out for Tampa. What we got for Fort Myers?
25, Scrappy, the opposition. Under a minute. Both jammers basically looking for the same opening.
And Alpha
it is, yes.
Alpha's out first. She's definitely hanging on to that, kind of baiting your opposing jammer into the your wall.
And effective once again. 4 points. Timeout by Fort Myers. Want to get off one more jam. And why not? It's Franky Panky. Let's have some fun. Skate it out. Unofficially 23 seconds on the game clock.
Anya Patelis hanging out for Sea Sirens and Wreck-It Rita for Fort Myers.
I'd like to thank Skater's Choice Skate Shop for representing today, along with the original Nikki Ears. Yes, Nikki in the house. As well as Polk Pixie, Victoria Sample, independent consultant for Pixie's Bling Hideaway.
Franky Panky t-shirts are buy one, get one half off. So basically 2 for $22.50. If you're interested in a Franky Panky shirt, head on and get yourself one sooner rather than later.
Here we go. Referees in position, including Smasher. Anya with a running start, while Wreck-It Rita through first for lead.
Anya Patel is using that edge work to go around on the inside. And Yoma catching up and working clutch to knock the Fort Myers jammer down a little bit.
Period clock's expired, 4 points. Rita calls off the jam. 4-4. Final jam of the period is a wash, 191-77 in favor of Fort Myers Derby Girls. Tampa Sea Sirens, lots to be proud about, especially on the initial pass in the second half of the period, from what I saw.
And I believe Al is going to do some talking here in a second, so...
You believe? I believe too. I believe with you.
I'm 99% sure that he's going to do some speaking.
I'm 100% sure. This is more,
I'm 110% sure.
I mean, he's doing talking. He's just not using his mic in this very moment. Paging Al. Paging Al, be damn. Please come to the front of the rink.
He'll probably tell you all about the after party tonight.
Is Albie Dam here telling you about the after party?
talking. Derby fans, you know, I'm all about public service announcements. And when I see a travesty and bad things happening, I feel like it's my job for the Derby community to point it out. And the travesty right now is keep in mind that the juniors are working that table for tips and tips alone this weekend. So please support Tampa Junior Roller Derby and tip them when you go over to get your free sandwich. That's all I ask. That's right. If you buy a cold frosty adult beverage from Tampa Roller Derby, you get to, and you walk over to the Albuquerque station, they will give you a pulled pork sandwich. That's all you got to do. Now, I do ask you, since Tampa Junior Roller Derby is over there working for free to support Albuquerque and Tampa Junior Roller Derby and everything else, I do ask you that you tip the juniors if you possibly can. But other than that, buy a beer, get a sandwich. That's a pretty darn good deal if you ask me. And if you've already bought yourself a beer and you want another sandwich, just so you know, I have about 1/3 of my cup left. And I've got thirsty announcers running around. Or you know what? Pick a volunteer. Buy a beer. Bottom line is, buy a beer for whoever you freaking want to buy it for, and you get a free sandwich. Just tip your waitress, please. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Cheers. Don't forget about Skater's Choice out here in the Vendor Village, along with the Tampa Tantrum Bake Sale. Lots of great things. And there's only one more prize to give away. And we're doing it at halftime of next game. And when are you going to stop selling tickets? Right before, until then, or? So, this last prize, raffle prize, will be given out at the halftime of the next bout, of the last bout. So, get over here and buy your tickets now. Stop by Strong Athletic and talk to Blackjack. Yes, Blackjack, the Derby legend. Blackjack got her started right here was right here in Tampa for quite some time, and she's back now. But she's Derby famous, so you got to take care of Blackjack. Pixie Bling over here against the outside. Stop by Pixie Bling. Get $5 jewelry. Fashionable, affordable, and lead-free. As well as lip sense. Oh, see, I was going to come over here and get my makeup done yesterday, and I forgot. I walked by earlier, and I was like, you know what? I need to get my lips done. Okay, you said bright orange. See, okay, all I'm saying is, if you've ever seen I'll Be Damned in the past, ever, I mean, I wear a jackets that are predominantly pink. I have a fedora that's pink and black checkered, and now you're going to try me, and your first thing is orange. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. You guys come over here and talk to these ladies. They're over here working hard, and I'm over here abusing them. Please. You are not going to do... Look, they're trying to do my makeup for the after party. Speaking of the after party, y'all, we're going to go to Pegasus over on Florida Avenue. Look it up on the event page, because So far, all you rowdy fans, you might have won the event so far. However, we are going to have a karaoke jam party at the Pegasus tonight. I will be your host. I will be set up. We will run karaoke. Odds in the right now, we've had a bunch of people arguing about who's going to be the most talented at this karaoke thing. And so far, the leader in the clubhouse, the one that says, hey, I'm probably going to win this-ish, is Phantom. And he's got a lot of supporters. Phantom Photograph says he's going to go in there and show y'all how to sing. But I've heard a number of people saying, not so fast, my friend Phantom. We'll show you how to do this. I really can't read. Tracy Calberry, right? Carberry. Tracy Carberry over here doing your makeup. Y'all get over here and get your lips done for the after party. What you laughing at? I really am thinking about going with a pink and black tint. You know, like if I did a black rim and then the pink on my lips, or maybe the pink rim and then the black. Oh, my gosh. It would clash with my shoes. What'd I do? You know what? She said change your shoes. I'm out of here. Bye. I'm done with y'all. You know what? That's why we're in good hands, because juniors are so much smarter than adults are. I'm just saying. Oh, my goodness. What up, Christy Cuffs? Now, that's what I like to see. All these juniors working hard at, hey, Freako. You two, look at all that. Get off your phones. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you come through for Vendor Village. We got about just over 3 minutes before the second half begins. They're going to be turning it over to the announcers in just a second. But I wanted to remind you one more time, please come buy a beer. Buy a beer from Tampa Roller Derby. Get a free sandwich from the juniors over there at the Albuquerque booth. That's a pretty darn good deal. Look, she just got a $3 beer and sandwich if that's what she wants. Folks, if you would like to buy a cold frosty adult beverage from Tampa Roller Derby, you get a free sandwich. That's right. We've been selling it all weekend for $8, Vince. And now all of a sudden...
Am I authorized by the GHA to get myself a frosty beverage?
Absolutely, sir. You know what? Typically in tournament play, it's not home rec games. And I mean, let's be real. Into tournaments, a little bit more serious. And sometimes, usually there's WIFTA, JRDA, and stuff's involved. So, and you can't drink if you're going to be on the mic because you get like me, and then you say something that gets you kicked off the mic forever. So so you just don't do that. But you know what? It's the last couple. We're down to the last game and a half. The tournament head announcer has been Vince? You can get a free dive IPA for $4. Free dive IPA for $4, a Bud Light for $3, a PBR for $2, or a cider for $4. And no matter which one you buy, if you walk over there to the junior roller, that doesn't sound right. Let's just say the Albuquerque, because I don't like walking over to juniors with beer. You know what I'm saying? That just doesn't make sense. All right? But if any of you are like, you know what? I don't want a beer. I'll tell you what. You don't have to drink a beer. You can buy me a beer, and I'll give you a sandwich. Look, I'm a team player. Trip, you need to make sure the league knows I'm taking one for the team. I am a team player. I will drink the beer that you buy, so you don't have to. If you do not want to, if you just want to buy one to get a sandwich, do that. I'll drink it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for coming to Franky Panky. We're here hanging out. Make sure you check out all the great things going on in Vendor Village before you. I am going to turn it back over to Standby Tommy Riggins and the amazing George Washington. Talk to me, George. And I know, because I know you cannot tell a lie.
What are you talking about? I hope that's up enough.
You chopped down tell the truth, you did chop down the derby tree, right?
I did.
I knew it.
Of course I did.
We had named it.
With your wooden teeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was a pet tree. We named it Track. And now we
I cut that track.
Now we have a track
I cannot
cut.
tell a lie. I cut that track. So we're coming up 12 seconds left in this halftime. We're about to start our first jam of the second half with Cookie Jard and Kim Skinner up to jam. Cookie Jard for Sirens and Skinner for Fort Myers.
Category 5 with 5 penalties. Number 23, Jack Scratch Fever with 4 for Fort Myers. And the lead offender for the Sea Sirens is number 3, Betty Bam Bam with 3. Aside from that, nobody in penalty trouble.
And Cookie Jard is slipping through the inside right there and coming around the outside.
Go on.
On her first pass for some points, she's got 5 points. She got around, and it looks like Fort Myers is right on her tail. Fort Myers trying to speed it up so that she can't score points, but there she is. And it looks like 1 point for Sirens and 0 points for Fort Myers. I got dared to do that.
Good job. No, anything I do comes out like Hank Azaria, so I'm not even gonna try. See, it all comes out anyway. Whatever. So better for you as Deadwards jams against Carnivore.
Looks like both walls are holding pretty strong as Fort Myers pushes to the front of the pack. These are so poppy.
61, Carnivore scored 34 points in the first period.
3-3-3 slipped out there, and she's got lead jammer with Yoma just knocking her out at that first curve.
3-3-3, Deadwood scored 38 points in the first period. And adding to that right now,
Karma keeping strong on those edges, coming right around the curve on the outside to follow up on the Fort Myers jammer.
briefly took the outside, thought better of it, swung back in, and was able to score 4 more just in time. 9 total.
Up for Tampa, we have Alpha Vixen, and for Fort Myers, we have Wreck-It Rita.
Alpha Vixen, number 114, scored 11 points in the first period, 3 of 5 on lead jam calls. Wreck-It Rita, number 12, 4 of 5 on lead jam calls, 64 points scored.
So she's holding the record.
Oh, big drop there by Jack Scratch Fever, but able to recover. And 114, Jammer went flying as well, but once again, back into position. On the bank track, when you fall, then you just slide down toward the infield. So a little different having to recover from the outside.
Gotta climb back up that hill. Vixen forcing the Fort Myers Jammer to call it off, but Fort Myers gaining another 4 points before calling it.
Remember, following this game, the main event of the evening, Tampa Tantrums versus Team United from Des Moines. We've seen them twice already this weekend. Timeout by Fort Myers.
We have Skater's Choice Skate Shop here today. Anything that you think you might need or anything that you do need for skating, you're going to want to head over there. Get some new wheels, new boots, new everything. If you don't skate, get yourself some boots and start skating. It's not too late for you to do the Basket of Booze raffle tickets. Over 30 bottles of spirits and liquors, and you do not have to be here to win it.
Also, Blackjack and Aaron Jackson hanging out at the Strong Athletic table on the other side of the glass. Strong Athletic. Wear anything Strong Athletic today at Franky Panky and get 10% off anything at the booth.
And that's only for another 20 minutes. So at the end of this game, that's going to be shut down. So if you want anything from Strong Athletics, you're going to want to run over there ASAP. Really, Poppy P? So we have Cookie Jarred up for Tampa, and we have Scrappy up for Fort Myers. Cookie Jarred coming around the outside.
Scrappy, number 25, scored 33 points in the first period. And Cookie Jarred, 00, 33 as well.
And Scrappy just took right off there, slipped right around the outside, and she is lead jammer coming around for her first scoring pass.
Whoa!
What a jump! Jump that apex. And Cookie Jarred is out right on her heels. And it is, not sure how many points Fort Myers may or may not have gotten. 1 point.
5 plus, okay, there we go.
Well, 1 point
6
on
points.
that jam. I didn't mean total, sorry. (3-2-7) Anya Patelis against 9-2 Kim Skinner.
These skaters' skills literally getting better by the jam. Because this is a sea-level game, and skaters, as we know, some in their first game, some in their second or third. Lead jam, Anya Patelis. There are also some veterans potentially on C teams, such as the Jacksonville J Villains we've seen before.
Fort Myers jammer is in the box for a forearm, giving Anya Patelis a power jam.
Good catch and a good opportunity for Anya, as I said.
A lot of offense there. Wonderful, wonderful offense by the Tampa blockers. And Anya just scooping right on up.
A multiplayer block called on the pivot, number 55, Sonny Slaughter.
Anya just pushing her way right up there, doing a great job. And
opening on the inside, closed by Jack Scratch Fever. Meanwhile, a big block, 386, Punkin Drublick. And drawn back by 446, Red Stiletto.
good block on that outside there. And Anya is just racking them up.
Several members of the studio audience imploring her to call that off. 14 points scored. 18 points. There we go. big move in Tampa's favor. 18 points, 210-95 with 23 and a half to go.
333 Deadwards against 114 Alpha Vixen for Sirens.
Fallinator was not on the line at the time, so has to excuse herself from the jam and does so.
Alpha Vixen, very good awareness of her feet. She stepped outside, stepped inbounds, and then jumped out because she knew she would have caught a cut track. Unfortunately, she just got a cut track now.
So when Alpha Vixen returns to play, that is one fewer skater that will be out there for blocking power.
So Fort Myers right now has a power jam.
Another multiplayer block called. Spins, but finds Betty Bam Bam in the same place as before.
Great hustle by Alpha Vixen. Ghost Blocker caught her on the last turn there, but that's okay. She hopped right up and kept going.
Great recovery.
And the reason I don't play Derby is because if I went down, I'd stay down.
Most normal people would. And as we saw in the last jam, the Fort Myers pivot had to recuse herself from play as was not on the track in time. And there's no false start, there's no yielding. It's just, hey, you're not here. We're going off without you. So this time corrected that.
Carnivore for Sirens up against Wreck-It Rita for Fort Myers. Both of them pushing pretty hard. We got some strong walls out there on both teams. Fort Myers just edging up that front of that pack.
A much more defensive jam than we've seen lately, as it takes almost a turn 3 for a lead jam call. That is Wreck-It Rita.
Spanx playing a little bit of O there, knocking on one of those blockers from Fort Myers. And Wreck-It Rita squeaking around the outside, grasping another 5 points. Tampa walling up, getting ready for the Fort Myers jammer to come up.
Oh, 88 running some textbook offense, but a block in the back there by, and not an illegal block in the back. By, I do believe that was Brianna Sparks.
And we have a pass to Red Stiletto, throwing that star on her head and hustling around the curve after Wreck-It Rita.
Cosmonaut with that block on the last pass, excuse me, but big pop for Red Stiletto, but unfortunately, jam is called.
Well, she still forced the call. So we got Scrappy, number 25 for Fort Myers, up against 00 Cookie Jard.
We'll see who has the right stuff here.
There's a lot of dancing.
As new kids on the roller derby block, it is Lee Marshall here with roller derby. It's great. Lee Jam Scrappy.
Beautiful apex jump by Scrappy, popping around for 5 more points.
Cookie pushing in the front with that star stash maneuver.
Not sure if that was Ann or Yoma that popped the Fort Myers jammer out, but that was really great. Really clutch move.
Going for that point. Be damned the penalties for hitting somebody after the 4th whistle, but not to be this time.
Kim Skinner, number 92, out for Fort Myers. 327 Anya Patelis for Sirens. Anya squeaking around on the inside to try and get the jump on the pack. Looks like both jammers are getting kind of caught up within that tornado of human beings.
Anya, potentially the most challenged right here than we've seen in a while. As Fort Myers skaters giving nothing. Forearm called on one, however.
And
oh no, that was
yeah.
Anya herself called on the forearm.
9-2 going out for another 5.
As Danger Man would say, this is exactly what the Sea Sirens do not need. But plenty of chance to recover in the next jams. Just keeping the morale up and keeping the scoring moving in the positive direction.
Tampa Walls just holding on until the very, very last second until they cannot hold on any longer. Got some strong walls on both teams.
Penalties notwithstanding, the Tampa Sea Sirens, having a pretty good second half.
Got Deadwards, 3-3-3, jamming for Fort Myers.
6 jammer penalties for the Sea Sirens, 4 for Fort Myers in this game.
And Anya Patelis is hanging out in the box. She's going to come in with some heat.
Deadwards dropped by the pivot. Number 3, Betty Bam Bam.
Oh, way to be there, Ann. Holding on just for that last second. Give Anya one last push into the Fort Myers crew.
And Edwards down in turn 2.
Anya Patelis back for another jam. I believe that one was I think it was a cut track. I think
so. And Fort Myers, 80% of the lead jam calls thus far.
Tampa Walls holding on as strong as they can. A lot of communication going on there. That's always a good sign when they're communicating. So you know that they're like right with it with one another.
Purely defensive pack. Edwards goes ahead and calls it off to ice the jammer.
Anya's still frozen in the box again. Up against Wreck-It Rita for Fort Myers for this jam.
Three-fourths of the way through the game. Lots for the Sea Sirens book of wins, and I predict some still to come.
That Tampa wall pushing Wreck-It Rita to every edge possible.
Popped by 23, Jack Scratch Fever. And it's a track cut following that block.
Fort Myers up for another power jam. .386 called on a penalty.
Once again, icing the jammer, same strategy. Unofficially, 8 jammer penalties for the Sea Sirens, 4 for Fort Myers. And the Sea Sirens jammer penalties, for the most part, track cuts. Timeout, says Mary Chaos.
This gives Sirens a chance to regroup, see what's going on, take a break. Timeouts are always great.
Says who?
Says coaches.
Okay. Okay.
They're always great for your team because you wanna have a moment if you're having a hard time. It's a great moment for you to just regroup, get it together, kind of calm the air.
Kat Keedy, probably about 8-9 years ago, was so frustrated by a penalty called on her that she told us on television, sitting in the box is fun because you get to relax. But no, timeout's a much more effective way to manage the team. Stop whatever is happening. Just reset, regroup, come back. But I just wanted to see where your thoughts were on that, because timeouts for announcers, that's when we pull in the papers and talk about the liquor baskets and whatnots. And by now, everybody's entered that. If
Have
not,
they?
then don't win it at the last second. Don't be that person.
Oh, red there on the outside and clutch move. Catching number 25, Scrappy from Fort Myers.
Lead for Scrappy as head through on a scoring pass.
Scrappy catching another 5 points.
Anya working for it.
Anya squeaked through the inside. Throwing that star on her head so she can score some points when she comes back around. Red holding a goat when you hold the one of those blockers from the opposite team. You're guaranteeing your person a point.
And doing so effectively. Unfortunately, Cosmonaut called out on a penalty, excuse me.
Cookie Jard is typically a jammer, but I don't know if you saw that tracking just then as a blocker. That was pretty awesome. Great job by Tampa Walls and Fort Myers Walls.
That lateral movement that a lot of fans may not notice. But you see the skates go sideways, side to side, instead of just strictly forward. Thing of beauty.
We got 9-2, Kim Skinner, wow, for Fort Myers, and Alpha Vixen 114 for Sirens.
And
Blocker.
yeah, forearm on the blocker, number 23, Jack Scratch Fever.
Alpha Vixen getting called on for a track cut. Skinner swinging through for another 5 points. Just under 12 minutes left in the jam. Interested to see where it goes. I mean in the game. I said the jam every time.
Yeah, yeah.
12-minute jam.
Vixen was released. It was close.
Pretty common strategy is to try and freeze that other jammer in the box, which you've seen a few times. I think Fort Myers tried to do it again just then, but like you said, just a little.
Yep.
So it looks like an official timeout. Yep, official timeout. A penalty was assessed to one of the Sirens blockers.
Sea Sirens with 5 penalties this period to Fort Myers 1. Jammer penalties, I should say. Lots of blocker penalties, but counting jammer penalties, and those are the ones they were seeing with that difference on the scoreboard. If you're not on the track, you can't score.
And we're back on again.
I believe it was Logan Childs who pointed that out at men's game once. Stay on the track. Stay legal.
Deadward 333 out for the lead jammer. And 6-1 for Carnivore. Carnivore for Sea Sirens.
Whoa. On the inside at one skate momentarily to stay in and legal for that 5-point pass.
Tampa holding a goat.
So when Deadwards plays, who reports on the game? More on that in a moment.
Looks like Fort Myers is going to push until they can't push anymore. Hoping to get some final points in here for the end of this jam. And successful, 2 points.
17 total for Deadwards.
Wreck-It Rita for Fort Myers, number 12, against 00 Cookie Jarred for Sea Sirens.
89 points for Deadwards, now the top scorer of the game in all. Cookie's Hard meeting up with Wreck-It Rita.
Cookie looking for any opening she can squeeze through. Oh, so close. Wreck-It Rita for the lead again.
Wow.
And that's a 10 lead streak for Fort Myers. Cookie squeezed through though, and she's gonna hopefully catch up and get some points. She forced the call off.
4 more as the clock ticks. But yeah, was able to force the call off, not continue on.
Scrappy number 2-5 for Fort Myers. Anya Patelis 3-2-7 for Sirens.
Anya with lead jam, first one in I believe 11 jams.
Way to break that streak, Sirens.
Spins, blocked, and calls it. I don't know if it was in time. Let's see. Everybody scores. And roller derby announcer bingo. Yes, Tampa hits the century mark.
Alpha Vixen 114 jamming for Sirens, and number 92 Skinner from Fort Myers.
Alpha with lead, 2 for 2 the last 2 jams.
Those long, long strides. She got long legs. It's very helpful.
Blocked, but spins, stays out of the toe stops and calls it.
3 points for Sirens, and call off was forced, but she did not give any points to Fort Myers. Very good.
And the key to that, 3 unanswered points. So that call off precisely at the exact moment it needed to be to maximize pointage for the Sea Sirens. Wow. Yeah, just a third scoreless jam for Fort Myers in this period. Thank you, Vince.
We got Deadwards for Fort Myers and Carnivore for Sirens.
Oh, that was so close, but it was a track cut. Carnivore. Heartbreaking when you come back in. You think you've corrected enough, but then you swing in and the hips are just,
That must be super difficult to know where your feet are. I never know where my feet are, and I don't wear skates. Deadwards out for another 5. Calling it and icing Carnivore in the box.
Edwards now with 99 points so far.
With less than 6 minutes left in the game, we have 103 to 321 in favor of Fort Myers.
Again, Tampa Sea Sirens, valuable experience for them. And that's not to say they're pushovers, as they have scored 103 points over a darn good Fort Myers team. Wreck-It Rita on the inside with the lead jam, however. I love you, says one of Rita's teammates, as has scored 4 so far.
Sirens with the pass. Betty Bam Bam, the pivot, taking that star, or rather being given the star. If she took it, it would be illegal. Bam Bam coming around the outside while
Quorum called as Betty Bam Bam was blocked, but up and upright, and now meeting up with the pivot and through.
Bam Bam squeaking right through. Coming up for her first scoring pass, but forcing the call so that Fort Myers can't get anything else.
Under 4 minutes to go. Number 12, Wreck-It Rita, 106 points.
Cookie Jar 00 for Sirens, and it looks like Scrappy's up straight away for the pivot pass, and she got it over to her. So no chance of lead for Fort Myers, but that doesn't matter anyways because Cookie Jar stole it right out from under her, right around the outside.
Much needed lead jam to put points on the board, and morale for the team met, but quickly able to come back inbounds, and on the outside, one more, and through.
Like a freaking razor blade. She just slipped right around that edge.
Beautiful.
And she's quick, too. Tampa holding that jammer super tight, snuggling, as it were.
Cookie sent out and back.
This is the one case where it's okay to snuggle that close for that long.
Eight points for Cookie, 111, 339, 2:20 to go.
2 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game. Anya Patelis for Sirens and Kim Skinner for Fort Myers. With Tampa with one in the box.
The scoreboard clock and the jam clock are so close. I believe there's 1 second between them, however.
Not even. They're like right on. That's kind of freaky. Fort Myers with the leads.
That's right. Right you are.
Once in a while, I get it right.
Hot Reels moving those hips back, like just trying to draw the track cut by mere centimeters.
Tampa playing some O and getting ready for that Fort Myers jammer, Skinner. Cosmo receiving a multiplayer block, getting sent to the box while Skinner passes through for another 5.
15 points scored so far by Fort Myers in this jam. And unless somebody's really quick to call a timeout or this jam is called, well, we'll see. Let's not pontificate. Jam called.
Fort Myers calling it.
17 points total. Thanks again for joining us wherever you may be. Hashtag Franky Panky 2018. Lots of derby played this weekend here at the Wrecking Hall and all around the country. Thank you again for joining us. The Tampa All-Stars, the Tampa Tantrums, will meet Team United shortly.
Tampa calling a timeout real quick so that they can play one more jam. Oh, my bad. It's an official timeout.
Fair enough. Let's get in one more jam at least.
Why not? Looks like we've got Alpha Vixen lining up at the track with Deadwards for Fort Myers. It was, yeah. Looks like Cosmo might have fouled out just then.
So replace her in the penalty box and we'll pick up again.
Everybody's ready except everybody else. There we go.
Is everybody else ready?
Is everybody ready for some derby?
All right.
One last jam.
Cheer on your favorites. This is it.
Deadwards taking the pack straight to the front.
Alpha Vixen sent back by Breakneck Bree. And Deadwards likewise sent back by Betty Bam Bam.
Soul crushing. Oh, Betty Bam Bam coming around the side to try and catch her. That was a great effort.
Unofficially, the period has expired.
And Vixen is right on Deadwards' heels. She could go all the way.
Let's skate it out. What the heck? Nope, calls it off. I do believe, yes, points for everybody.
All right. Best points is stolen points. I'm going to be
That's
Oprah.
right.
You get a point, and you get a point. Looks like our unofficial score for the Sirens and Fort Myers is 112 to 358 in favor of Fort Myers.
Deadwards ending the game with 101 points per Vince Hannity.
I'm George Squashington, and thank you for allowing me to yell things to you tonight.
I'm Standby. Thanks once again. And remember, the All-Stars coming up next right here at hashtag Franky Panky 2018. And until then, so long from the Sunshine State.
And our after party is going to be at Pegasus Lounge with a karaoke competition
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
held by our very own Al. And he's going to talk now. Bye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get trackside. Let's do this. Show some derby love to these teams. Waiting for the official final. The final score, 112-358, Fort Myers over the Tampa Sirens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to start our final. You know what? That's so sad. I don't want to say that. Hey, Buster. Come here, girl. Y'all, this is one of my favorite humans in the whole world, Buster, but we're bond buddies, aren't we? That was the best. Y'all look through my Facebook pictures, Albie Dan's Facebook pictures. The best fan photo he's ever took was about 3 years ago, I think. And I was calling a Tampa men's roller derby bout over on the other side of the city. And this young lady happened to have a a Bont hat on that matched mine, and we had matching Bont pictures. And ever since then, we're buddies, right? That's right. Give me bumps. All right, get out of here, girl. Folks, once again, we certainly appreciate you. All of us here at Tampa Roller Derby appreciate you coming out. We're going to be here for another bout, and then at the after party tonight, we are going to have the karaoke throwdown. There's already debate over who's gonna dominate. Rumor in the clubhouse. You know what? We need to get Phantom to karaoke a song here to show us what we can expect, right? I have the software. We can make that happen. It's like you know what? Phantom, where you at? Come see me. All right, folks, if you drive a Pontiac and you like Mace, okay, who doesn't? Anyway, if you drive a Pontiac and you have Mace, find your Mace for me. If you can't find your Mace for me, but you know you drive a Pontiac and you have Mace, you should come see me because I probably know where your Pontiac key and your Mace is. I'm just saying.